I have a nice little kind of a follow-up comment from last week.
Do you
have a better one, bigger one?
Yeah. This is a sad alert one. This is following up last week. I have gotten several messages about the message I had with reading the book and my mom and everything else.
Okay.
But this is from Landon Fritas on Facebook. I just want to give a big shout out to Will for being so vulnerable about how much he misses and still thinks of his mom since she passed. I was watching the video of him talking to Rue about her, and it got me really emotional. I lost my dad a while back, 2 days after he watched me play football for the first time in college. Just like Will misses his mom, I miss my dad every day. It's been 13 years, and I still think about him randomly when I'm sitting in traffic or when I want to talk to him about a cool fishing video I just watched. As Will probably knows, this shit doesn't get any easier. We just kind of learn how to cope with it in a little bit and get a little bit better with it over time. I'm a father of a beautiful 4-year-old girl now, and I can't help but think of what a great grandfather he would be. How much he would love spending time with his granddaughter, how much he would make her laugh. It hurts so much knowing that they will never get to have a relationship together, and I'm sure Will feels the same. Absolutely, my friend. I guess the beautiful thing is that in a way, my dad is still in me. Is still in me with the lessons he passed down to me and the love he gave me while I was still here. Maybe that's how my daughter gets to see him through me. Thank you for reminding me that it's still okay to miss him, and it's still okay to feel so emotional about it no matter how long it's been. Very good message, Landon. I do appreciate that. And I empathize with you on all of those levels. Dude, when I want to keep myself in an optimistic perspective, ripple effect on making myself feel like you're at peace with it or you have a happiness from it is like I do think about, because my mom is at the forefront of my mind a lot with a lot of things, whether it's with parenting or missing her or wishing I could talk to her or send her a message, all of that stuff. I do feel like I parent better because of everything that happened, because I feel so emotionally attached to it. And I think about it a lot, and it's helped me reflect on the mom that she was to me, when I do feel like I communicated those things to her a lot. Like, she knew how much like we were tight, and things you still think about. You're like, man, did she fully know that? I wish I could just tell her and articulate it so well one last time how much she knew. And I'm like, ultimately, I do know that. And I know it pours through me with parenting, because I know how precious, now that it's gone. I'm not saying I took it for granted or I didn't appreciate it. Obviously, you battle with those demons all the time because you want such closure on a moment like that that you felt got taken from you, versus you knew it was going to happen or this was the plan the entire time. And you kind of package it like I am the dad I am because my mom was such an example, and I'm able to reflect on how much she meant to me because it's gone. It doesn't happen anymore. So I get to think about what she absolutely did for me over time, through all of my years of life, through all of my communications. Now that I'm parenting and trying to be intentional and trying to think of ways to connect with Rue and Scotty and be a dad, I'm like, I know she went through all of these same things, and this is what this meant. And now that I see it from this perspective, these are all the things that she did on why the decision led to this once upon a time in my childhood. Like, I think about all those things to where I know it gives me that North Star, that guiding light in my own parenting that I might not be if she was still here. And I say that I can probably be saying that because I'm just trying to always wrap my brain around it.
A nice silver lining.
Yeah, a silver lining with it all. Because I get angry, and I talked about it a podcast in the past. Yeah, I do get angry knowing that she can't be the grandma that I knew she was going to be. Like, she would have been the best.
Crush it.
Because it makes me laugh at my dad, or, get frustrated with my dad because he can't just come in for the weekend if Charles and I are going to go out of town and do our own thing, and I can't just leave the kids with my dad. You know what I mean? And I just know it's like my mom would be up at any moment I wanted to where we would have had to create boundaries for my mom because she would have loved being grandma so much, or putting her input on things that she's not a part of, or has to know, like, hey, we're our own tribe. Like, she was a very A-type personality, badass mom. Yeah. And I do get angry knowing that Rue will never know her through her own relationship with her. She's going to know her through me, through my actions. And when I'm having my moments, I'm trying to, until I'm blue in the face, hoping that I can imprint on what grandma would have meant, even though you never met her, you never talked to her. But yeah, man, I empathize with all of that message. I appreciate you writing in, man. And knowing 13 years, somebody who's lost somebody super close not too long ago, it's been 4 years for me because I lost my mom when Charles was pregnant with Rue. And knowing that it can be as long as 13 years and that it just never goes away.
And Will, this might not be the time or place, so like cut me off. But what was the cause or timeline? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
So the cause was she had a blood clot. She got knee replaced. She got a knee replacement, her second one for her other knee. And she was so excited to get it done because her other knee felt so much better. And she got a knee replacement. And then weeks after, I don't know this to be fact, but in my head, I remember when we were talking on the phone, because that was the year I went to the Raiders for my last year of playing, where I went to Las Vegas. I was playing the Raiders.
Okay.
I got signed. I actually went to my last moments with her I went back home and visited. We went to a high school football game to watch Wyatt coach, and we spent the weekend there, and it was a lot of fun. I went to the Raider Junior Football League and watched the kids on Saturday. We had a great time. And that was in October or November. Shortly after that is when I got the call to go to Vegas to finish out. I was on the team for 5 weeks to finish out the year with the Raiders.
Yes.
Where Rich Bisaccia was the head coach. And I remember being on the phone with her, like checking in about, her rehab, like the knee, like all the post-surgery stuff. And she was excited and bragging to me. She's not taking it. She's got off her Tylenol because she's very much like a high pain tolerance woman, like a person they want to be a badass. They want to do things faster than, hey, it's going to be a 4-month rehab. She wants to get it done in 2. Like she was like that. Like I'm like that.
I was about to say, apple didn't fall far.
And when it happened, it was, COVID was taking place and we were about to play the Cleveland Browns. And our game got postponed to a different date. We were flying out. I was in Cleveland. I was in my hotel room because we were about to play the Browns the next day. And I get a call from Wyatt. This thing happens here because obviously I go back to the spot.
Yeah. And we don't have to go fully into it. You answered my question thoroughly.
Okay.
Just so you know.
I got a call from Wyatt and he was... Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. All essentially there, I was just, I didn't know, and you answered that question fabulously.
If I get beyond that moment,
that's
all
fine.
of that took place. Bisaccia comes, he's sitting in my hotel room with me, go home. They allowed me to be home for like 2 weeks because obviously it's my last year playing. We know I'm there for being a culture guy, covering some kicks, covering some punts. Like I'm tight with everybody in the Raiders organization.
Yeah.
The Raiders organization, the fan base, my teammates were pivotal for me in that moment.
Yeah.
Guys speaking about me and to me. Remember Zay Jones, a receiver. He's mentioned to me in the postgame presser. They ended up beating Cleveland, and guys had all the greatest messages. Like, dude, it was my heart will forever. Raiders will always have a piece of that because they helped me through one of the hardest times the hardest time.
Yeah.
And I get to go home for a couple of weeks, and as you know, it's very emotional, very tough. It sucked, man. It was the most brutal time ever for a lot of us, our family, everybody.
Yeah.
Because she was a centerpiece of a lot of things. She was a school principal for a Catholic school, St. Rose of Lima in DeSoto, Missouri. And so she touched a lot of people. And as I'm doing my own research on the back end of finding closure, God, what fucking happened? Because it was sudden.
Yeah.
She made a yelp sound that my dad heard in the other room, and she was just gone. There was no life. Ambulance came. They're hoping it's okay. You're hoping it's okay as they go to the hospital. But
I did not know that.
It was gone. You know what I mean? Like there was no like, can we be doing something right now? Could something have happened before that? And in my brain, when I wrap it around, it's like, man, could it have been her getting off the baby Tylenol, like was she still taking her meds or things that like got the circulation going to where this blood clot didn't form? You battle through all of that shit, bro. And that is essentially what happened. And that was in 2021? Yeah, Rue was born on April 3rd in 22. So that happened in December 18th, 2021. right before Christmas, my last message from her, and I still have it. It's, what's your address so I can send you Christmas gifts? You know?
That's a good grandma, dude.
Dude, she was fucking the best, man.
Yeah.
God, I get so uncomfortable doing
No,
this.
you're fine.
And I hate the crying all the time.
Yeah.
I know everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
But it's just, man.
Not to cut you off or segue, but one thing that I meant to tell you this off the pod was when I made that video either a week ago or 2 weeks ago where you were talking about your mom. I just went through your Instagram and I was like ripping images off of your Instagram for like some great pictures of you and mom.
Were you reading some captions?
Dude, Will. It was so great because it just gave me an insight into the relationship with your mom. Just a tad bit, because I've never heard her voice. I've never met her, nothing.
Yeah.
And you had a caption on there that they were having a family dinner, the Comptons were, and you made a extremely off-color joke.
About putting her in a home?
Yes. And I love that his mom's reaction that he put in the caption was William.
Yeah.
Because I have done that around the office and others have too. Whenever Will like goes too far with the joke, do that. Oh, Will.
Yeah,
And like, dude, that just made me laugh so hard. So I thought that was hilarious that she. Yeah, and you play it in the caption that she was smiling when she said William too. Like, that she loved your humor. So
right, like if I'm putting that caption out there, people are like, oh, why are you treating your mom like that? It's like, dude, I bust their balls all the time. Like totally the joke, kidding. The running joke that we'll still try and laugh about with my old man is, I would literally tell them, like, if my dad is having like a brain moment, something where you're laughing at your old man.
Yeah.
I was just like, Dad, man, I'll be honest with you. I hope you go first if anything happens. And this is back before, obviously, everything took place. But you're just making those jokes because it's like, what are you going to be? How are you going to do anything without mom around? I mean, I'll be okay if you go. I don't want you to go. I'll be okay if you go first because at least mom will know how to operate. My dad has done an incredible job picking himself up. And, you know, that's a process as well for anybody who's gone through something like that or similar. They understand this dynamic that I'm talking about.
My dad's relationship, what I think is so funny is like, I never joked with my dad. I did, but like, I didn't do that type of joking with my dad. And when I was on the phone with him the other day, I just love how like you keep that same like sense of humor across the board, even with you, like not really having any personal relationship with my dad. I'm on a phone call with him and the shirt contest is going on. And I had called my dad and he had graciously offered to buy some of the shirts and was wondering which shirt he needed to buy for the PT6 shirt to win.
Yeah. Which it won. So shout out to PT6.
Which it won. Yeah. And it's not like my dad bought a crazy amount, as the story will tell. But my dad, when Will gets on the phone, he walks up mid-convo and he sticks his head in the car and he's like, Mr. Young, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like being Will. And my dad is very proud to tell Will that he's buying 4 PT6 shirts. He's like so excited to tell Will that. And Will goes, 4, get 35. Those are rookie numbers. We got to bump those numbers. And my dad, that went, on my dad. And he was like, oh, well, then I'm like, Dad, he is kidding.
I am joking.
Dad bought all the tumblers. Your dad, his dad bought every single For the Dad's Coffee tumbler. And we were talking to the merch team and they're like, yeah, we ran out of that. He bought like 35.
Did you hear that story?
No.
He bought it as a Christmas gift for his office.
That is amazing. And your dad is awesome. And even when I'm saying it, I almost now understand the dynamic that's happening because number one, your dad's so proud of everything that you're doing. And he also wants me to know how much it means to him and how much like, it's like he wants to be, we are on the personal level, but it's like a moment for him. And I am just like,
and you're my boss at the end of the day. And boss in his mind is like this. And he's like, man, like what you're doing for my kid. And then you also are Will Compton. So
Yeah.
you have like these jokes that you'll throw in that will just catch my dad so off guard.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It is fun, dude. It is fun.
It's very
I enjoy
funny.
it.
That made me laugh really hard.
Did you ever come across the first pitch video with my mom?
Yes, you showed it to me the other day.
Yeah. We're at the Cardinal game. It was the second time I got to do a first pitch for the Cardinals. And so I was fired up. My mom grew up. She loves baseball. She loves the Kansas City Chiefs. She loves St. Louis Cardinals baseball. She loved it. Like we would go up and we just randomly on a weekend, she'd be like, let's get in the car. We're going to go up and scalp tickets. And she just worked the streets. Like she was very much like that, where you're going up. We don't have any tickets. We're going to scalp tickets. I got to watch Dontrell Willis with the Florida Marlins. I loved, fantasy baseball, playing triple play on computer, backyard baseball. I loved baseball growing up.
Backyard baseball.
And the Florida Marlins were in town playing the Cardinals, and Dontrell Willis was throwing. And I loved Dontrell Willis because he had this arm action, this sidearm action where he just kind of had the swag. He had the juice. And so we got to watch him. We got to watch him play that day, but I knew my mom loved the Cardinals so much. So the second time I got to do a first pitch, I'm like, hey, Mom, I want you to do the first pitch. Like, we'll walk out there together, but I want you to throw the ball because I know she's in heaven.
Yeah.
Getting to go and see all the stuff. They're taking us behind the scenes, showing us facilities and doing all the fun things. And we get out there, and I know my mom's about to throw, and I kind of know her arm motion. You throw the ball like you throw a ball like the girl. You throw a ball like a girl. You throw the ball like a girl. Sorry, that took a moment to get out.
Put him in the home.
I'm busting her balls. We're doing quotes from what's the movie with Tom Hanks? The women's baseball movie.
A League of Our Own.
A League of Their Own. We're doing quotes from A League of Their Own. But she goes out there and I'm recording. And she throws it. She like throws the pitch in the dirt. I'm like, oh, trash. She's like putting the camera in her face. But that's a video I always like look back on just to see moments and videos that I recorded.
That is a funny clip worth Chef putting into the episode, dude.
All right, going out for
All right, we're going.
Going out for our first pitch.
He's gonna make me go to the mound.
I got to bring her all the way out to the mound. This is the Mother's Day, gift, everybody.
I'm right here. Don't laugh at me.
All right, here you go.
Here we go. Will Compton's mother is throwing.
Oh! Damn, Mom.
I might have been worse than a
Trash.
woman. Are you calling trash?
Because Will is just unabashedly Will in that moment. You were showing me that, dude.
I got a lot of cool messages over the last week from friends of the family, like friends of my mom.
Oh, good.
Just like writing about that message. I woke up to another one this morning from my boy, Foster Moreau, who was the tight end on the Raiders at the time, that saw that clip, and he sent me a really nice message. But yeah, man, number one, I appreciate you guys sitting here with the boy as I talk through some of this stuff.
Dude.
One call out just to say, people were asking in the comments if it was like a templated book she wrote or if it was like an empty notebook that she filled, because a lot of people were curious. There's like books that can happen nowadays, so I didn't know.
It was a templated where there's questions from her past growing up, things her parents taught her, old friends that she spoke about. Like she's answering questions in like a templated book. Then it gets to my birth, what she envisioned for me when I was young. And it seems like she stopped writing in it when I was a senior in college, because there's no mention of like, the NFL or anything like that. She talks about how proud she is of getting to play college football and playing at Nebraska. But it's a very much like a templated thing. Part of me, I took so long to even look at the book or even think about it. I never opened it to where I'm like, did she write? Is this like a journal to where she wrote to me in it? You know what I mean? To where I had no clue what I was about to open.
Yeah.
This new Rue was having such a hard time. And I'm like, man, I've been talking about doing this. This seems like the moment to do it. But yeah, it was a templated book. Because there's a lot of them now that are kind of sold out there, which I love that. And I like tell myself I need to do that for my kids. Because I think it's a really cool thing. Oh, buddy from a way past episode, putting us on game with a journal. Remember in the Spotify comments?
In the email account too. That's been a dad hack that's come up plenty of times of create a Gmail account or whatever email service you want to use and just email it every single day. And then once the kiddo's old enough, give them a password and the email address and they can go through and read through that.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, it's I feel like, I don't know this to be a fact, but I feel like this was a situation that really helped incubate this show. You know what I mean? Like from a position of it impacted me in such a way, especially with Charles being pregnant and having Rue and articulating what I wanted to be as a father and gravitating towards all the dad content in the world out there because I just love it. I love getting whatever new ideas are out there. When people write in with questions, and I might not have the answer, but I like see myself in those questions because I would gravitate to a lot of dad content that goes on.
Yep.
To where being in the podcast game and everything else, it's like, man, this would be really cool. Like essentially you're making a show speaking to your old self that, you know, my mom made such an impact on me that it has impacted me in my own journey as a dad, which having the show has meant the world. Like whenever you guys reach out, whenever you guys do comment about this stuff, as awkward as I feel crying or when my mom stuff comes up in my brain, I'm like, man, does this stuff come up too much? Am I crying too much about this? You people, you don't know how much joy and how much value you guys do bring to me when I see that it does help impact or help somebody that has missed their dad for 13 years. Like it was nice seeing that and understanding that we all go through this shit together.
Yeah.
And you're kind of one listen or one conversation or one comment or write up away from connecting to something that feels like, yeah, I should see it this way. Or yeah, I am feeling that anger, and you just feel like you're not alone. You know what I mean?
Yes. And it's great to be able to smell the flowers from a standpoint of being able to see the community that has been built from this. We talked earlier about the Jared Ladd's Twitter group, the For the Dads Twitter community that he started, and a lot of up to 198 members now, which
let's go.
That's sick. But in that group, like these dads are just like posting pictures of like them hanging out with their kids. Like it's the most dad coded group ever.
Like we got our own Facebook now.
Yes, it's like on Facebook for these dads to be like, I took my kid fishing. We went to this pizza spot, like blah, blah, blah. But like just to be like entered into that world of being surrounded by other people that are like, man, family is so important and being a good dad is so important. And having that constant reminder.
Yeah.
Being a part of this show, like kind of puts the blinders on because it is my job to like do the show and to interact with that community. But it is also a nice refresher sometimes of like, man, I'm so lucky to be a part of this community and see all this positive. I have the most positive timeline on the internet, quote graphic. Like I really do. It's crazy. It's awesome. So and shout out to you for ideating this show, but shout out to the community.
Shout out to the community aspect because it does. It's like it helps you if you just think of the brand or the community and you factor it into one singular person. It feels like you almost have like an accountability buddy.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times where if I'm getting frustrated or I'm thinking, because it's obviously it's an ongoing cycle all the time. I'm almost like thinking about stuff we've said on the show or thinking of a write-in that somebody had. You know what I mean? To where, you know, you're dealing with it in real time of, you know what? The Willie One shelf, like anytime Charles talking about hanging up something now or doing something like that now infiltrates my brain to where if there's no none of that, who knows whatever cycle it would have created if like, I don't want to do this.
I'm being so serious. When you say that, but prepping for this show, we used to have we still kind of have it. The trenches segment that we'll do sometimes. And the trenches segment that I would have sometimes is solo dad weekend. That was like something that I was like, man, I'm really going through the shit. And not to make light of anything that's been submitted to us, but like now in my head, I have these write-ins of, oh, my dog died. I got in a huge car accident, almost died, had to get surgery, blah, blah, blah. At least I get to hug my kiddos though. And I'm like, man, what am I doing writing down the trenches? I had to have a solo. Oh, woe is me. Yeah, it was just me and my daughter this weekend. Fuck. Like, it really did shift my perspective so much. I'm like, bro, I'm so freaking lucky. It's unreal. And like, yeah, I could get emotional if I went further, but that's it. I'm very lucky.
I need somebody else to cry on this show.
Well, I do have some build up there.
I see it.
So that counts.
I see it.